Zen Ray here. Welcome, Nick Nation, my band of brothers. We're here with Juby the Tubi, family above everything. And Keith is saying, preach it, preach it. Yes, Juby is the preacher of this household. And thank you, Keith. And then we have Super. Keep the core. Yep, keep the core. I agree with you.
Super. I would love to keep the core, Super. Like I said, guys, put your predictions, guys, in the comments on what you think this package may include. We would love to hear what your take is, what you want to give. I'm going to give you my realistic trade package. You guys can judge me. You can say agree with me or not agree with me, but this is what I think it's going to be. I think, and my gut tells me, it's going to be Obi Toppin, Quentin Grimes, Cam Reddish. Listen to me. Let me finish. 5 draft picks.
Leon Rose is not going to do that.
Derrick Rose, because he has an expiring contract and because you have to have the money to work, and possibly a Miles McBride. And I'm telling you guys,
Topping in the deal, that's not going to happen. That's Leon Rose's first draft pick.
It is, but let me tell you guys why I think it's going to happen. Who's here, ladies and gentlemen? Who is the man who we once used to stir the drink, which is Julius Randle? I don't think as much as I love Obi, man, I'm willing to go. I want to buy an Obi jersey. I'm one of the biggest Obi Toppin fans. I want him to be the starting power forward of this team. I think Obi or Quickly is in this team. Yeah,
I think Keith is correct. Keith is correct. Grimes will definitely be in the deal. He'll definitely be in the deal with a Cam Reddish and probably Deuce McBride, and then you probably throw one of the veterans in there, like a Fournier to make the.
You got to throw Fournier or Derrick Rose in there,
because it seems nobody wants Randle, and I don't think the Jazz want him for what? He's got another 4 years at least. Fournier has 1 more year in the option. You get rid of him the following year. I think Obi. I can almost guarantee you, Obi and Quickly are not in that package deal at all. Number one, Quickly is a big. Tibbs is a big Quickly supporter on that team, and then obviously Leon Rose. His first draft pick, and Obi Toppin, he's going to trade him. I don't think it's going to happen, Juby.
You just said the key word right there. You said Immanuel Quickley is a Tibbs player. You just said it. Listen to what you just said. But let's be honest. Is Obi Toppin a Tom Thibodeau player? Yes, that's Leon Rose's first draft pick. But who's the coach of this team, ladies and gentlemen?
Who's running the show, Juby? Who's running the show? Leon Rose is running the show.
I'm just telling you, man.
No compromise. I agree with you.
I hope you guys are right. I'm hoping I come on here and I say, ladies and gentlemen, we kept Obi, we kept Quickly, we kept RJ, and we added Mitchell, because if we can keep those 3 guys and add Mitchell and have to lose Grimes, even though it would pain me to see lose Grimes. Like I said, guys, Donovan Mitchell is a 1 in a million guy, man. Is 25 years old. As much as we say RJ has an upside of his game to get better, Donovan Mitchell still has the potential to be a better defender. Michael Jordan didn't become the greatest defenders of basketball until later in his career. I'm just saying. I'm giving you an example. It kept growing and growing and growing. I'm not saying that's gonna be Michael Jordan, but an opportunity like this can.
I agree with Keith. Grimes is part of that package some way, somehow. Yeah. And let me just show you, after the game, they dominated the game last night. 45 points, I'm sorry. They combined last night, and they interviewed these 2 young kids last night. Watch this, guys.
Ready to play. We want to come out here, try to dominate every possession, offensively, defensively, take no plays off, win to play every game, and win to win the whole thing. That's what we're trying to go out here and show Coach Tibbs.
Same thing for you. What's the biggest thing you're trying to show Coach Tibbs and the whole organization?
Definitely just to control the game. I think we're the second-year guys. We're the leaders. I feel like that we put in a lot of work this summer. We've been up in New York working, so just control the game.
Speaking of that work, what did you work on this summer to get ready for Summer League to show your game?
To get more comfortable with the ball, making rim reads, attacking off pick and roll, to make a read for myself and my teammates. Just to get more comfortable with the ball, making plays for not only me, but my other teammates as well.
I like what I see. Keep it up, guys.
Thanks. Yeah, appreciate you.
My man, appreciate you.
All right, guys. Grimes McBride got busy tonight.
Thank you, Dennis. Thank you.
Look, guys, I love those watching guys, these guys talk, and you have to give something to get something in return, especially Mitchell caliber player. Now, the positive of getting Mitchell here, you'll get more players that want to come to New York in the next couple of years. No one wants to come to New York. No, think about it. Durant didn't want to come here. Irving didn't want to come here. LeBron didn't want to come here. We can go on list of people. And the only reason he got Stoudemire here because we overpaid him. He had bad knees, and no other team was going to sign him, so we were bidding against ourselves. But Keith made a good point. Grimes is a part of that, and thank you, Keith. And then we have once a Knick, always a Knick. Oh, yes, we love you. Fournier, Rose, 5 picks, Cam, McBride, and Grimes. Yeah, look,
I like that.
Was what I was saying. I agree. It's not going to be Obi and Quickley. Obi Quickley is off the table with Barrett. They're basically off the table. At the Fournier, the Rose, I can see that happening. 5 picks, I can definitely see. I can even see up to 6 picks going. And Cam, McBride, and Grimes. Now, you lose a lot of defense there in terms of McBride and Grimes. And Cam, it plays a decent defense as well. So you have to find some defensive players. But 2 players in the summer league that has impressed me. It has been Jeffries and Hunt. I can see these kids being backup players for the Knicks. Good, solid backup role players for the Knicks. Let's see what happens with that. And let's look up at another. Thank you once again. Once a Knick, always a Knick. I appreciate you, brother. So let's look at Woj's prediction of what's really going on with this Donovan Mitchell possible trade. I still say possible, but I agree with Keith. It's going to happen. I don't know by Monday, but it's going to happen.
Donovan Mitchell. So where do we stand right now on the Mitchell front?
Yeah, Utah's talking throughout the league. They checked in with New York right around the time that we reported that the other day, traded some ideas with the Knicks about what the Knicks might be willing to do, what the Jazz would want. And it was really just more of a conversation to kick off what will be, I think, an extended process over time. And listen, New York is certainly very interested in Donovan Mitchell. He is from New York. They have wanted to use their picks, their assets, their young players to go out and try to get an all-star level player. Donovan Mitchell certainly fits that. But I think for Utah, they have time on their sides here with a long-term contract with Mitchell. They have a sense of what a structure might look like. I think a number of different structures could look like with the Knicks. They'll go out, they'll talk, they'll continue to talk to those around the league. I would expect New York and Utah to revisit it, perhaps revisit that conversation in the coming weeks. But this is not a process that's a negotiation back and forth or an everyday thing. It's not that. There's certainly a lot of interest in Mitchell around the league. And, one thing about, especially with Danny Ainge at the top in Utah, he does deals historically when he feels like he's got a decided advantage in the return. I got that with Rudy Gobert. We could point to a few deals in Boston that they've got tremendous returns for assets. And I think it's going to be the same thing with Donovan Mitchell. But
we won't go but. I think the but is basically that this is going to happen. Okay, this is going to happen. Like Keith says, he says by Monday, but he mentioned, it's going to take a few weeks before everybody comes together and decide what the package is going to be about. It's not going to, I don't think it's going to be Obi. I'm pretty sure they already asked for Obi. You mentioned they asked for Obi Quickly and 6 picks, and they turned them down. I think Leon Rose, thank God Leon Rose is here. If it was Isaiah Thomas or Scott Perry, this deal would have been done 2 or 3 days ago. Zen Ray out. Knick Nation, much love, man. Much love.
Never give up. Never give up. Knowing that the best is yet to come with love, peace, and gratitude.